All right, all right, all right. Cuba, see? Blockade or no? 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 Thank you all for being out here again. I am State Senator Jabari Brisford from Brooklyn, proud to stand in solidarity with you, fighting for a free Cuba. I have the honor of working with some of you to draft a sign-on letter, organize other elected officials at the state level to send a letter to President Biden saying lift the embargo and take Cuba off the SSOT list.
Yes!
I had a chance to organize with some of you and bring members from the Cuban mission up to Albany to talk to some more legislators about the crimes America is committing against Cuba.
Yes.
I heard somebody say they need a special permit. Yes, that's right. We got them their special permit, which they shouldn't even need to get, but they were able to travel up to Albany and talk to more legislators. And we are building a movement to fight and make sure that the U.S. does not stop keep embarrassing us at the UN every time they vote against lifting the embargo. Shame on the U.S. for that vote. Shame on the U.S. And shame on their junior partner Israel, the only other country to keep on voting to keep the blockade. Shame on Israel too. I'm going to reiterate what was said before. It is ridiculous and an insult to the English language to put Cuba on the state sponsors of terrorist lists while Israel gets billions of dollars to bombs, to blow up and maim children and families every single day. Shame! Shame! And to the U.S. government, which loves to say communism doesn't work, if you think it doesn't work, why do you need to hamper the Cuban economy?
Yes.
If you think communism doesn't work, lift the blockade.
Yes.
Let Cuba be free.
Yes.
Let it work the way it's supposed to work.
Yes.
But you are afraid of a movement catching on of a government that actually fights for its people.
Yes.
Instead of billionaires and multimillionaires who work and run this country.
Yes.
I stand in solidarity with you. Thank you for organizing this to all of our organizers. We are going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting for a Cuba Libre, Cuba C, blockade or no. 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 Let's go.
Thank you so much for Jabari. Give it up for Jabari Brisford, everyone! Thank you so much, brother. I have known Jabari for 7 years now, and it's been an honor to welcome him into this struggle, and an even greater honor to call up to the stage Aaron Feely-Nahum, who I've been working with in the Cuba Solidarity Movement for a few years now. Aaron has been holding this movement down for over 50 years, honestly. So give it up for Aaron. Here you go, Pamela.
Thank you, Justine. Justine is one of my favorite women warriors. Thank you, Justine. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. It's great to see so many people here who know that Cuba needs to be free and to prosper. It's about time that we get rid of this blockade, but it's a big work, and any lawyers we have here who know the Helms-Burton law and legislation know how difficult it is going to be to take that off of the book and end the blockade. But as Danny said, the SSOT is easy. All Biden has to do is lift his pen and do it. In the meantime, my real mission here today is to talk to you as a representative of the Cuba, U.S. International Cuba, U.S. Normalization Conference Committee. And I wanted to let you all know about an action that's going to be happening after this one in March. Every year, or the last 3 years, we've done a conference where, just like this wonderful unified action here today represents, we will have people from all sides, a diversity that is necessary at this time for a unity in struggle to be able to fight the beast that continues to keep Cuba down. So we hope to have a unified conference, which we will have sometime March 14th through 16th, where the weekend it will be. We've done in the past, you can see it on our website, us-cubanormalization.org. You can see some of the materials. We did it at Fordham last year, or NYC last year. This year we're having a little more difficulty finding a spot because of the struggle. The campuses have tightened and made it virtually impossible for people to be able to speak the truth about the things that are going on that need to stop, that the people do not support. So my message to you is put it on your calendar. March 14th through 16th will be the U.S. International Cuba-U.S. Normalization Coalition Conference. Next thing, I just want to mention with all of the crisis that's recently happened in Cuba, with Oscar and with the electric grid, there are several different things that are happening right now which you should be aware of if you have any extra money that you can give or fundraise for. For knowledge, we just finished with the pacemaker, which was done by Global Health Partners and the U.S. Cuba Normalization Saving Lives campaign, where we raised over $500,000, or you all raised, and December 12th, everybody was part of this. This again was a unified action which demonstrated the political part of the SSOT, the fact that Cubans were unable to get pacemakers and were dying because of this policy. We raised $500,000 and we sent over 530 pacemakers, which are now in Cuban hearts, saving lives.
Thank you.
Right now, with the recent issue with the generators, Manolo's group and the People's Forum have been raising money. They sent $150 in supplies, food aid, and they're now raising another $150,000 in order to send generators. The People's Forum, if you look on their website, you can give. IFCO and PSL are doing an action, for cancer drugs for children. Carmen Lascos and the Clayton are doing milk. So look, throughout the solidarity.
The pacemakers.
Well, we talked about the pacemakers just now, Andrea. So look, there's many ways to give. It is solidarity. It is not charity. Cuba does not need our charity. They need our solidarity.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
Now, the one last thing I want to say is I have a message from the young women of Africa. This group of women supported us during last year's annual conference. I met them when I was representing Cuba in South Africa, and I know this wonderful woman who was a coordinator named Precious, and she asked me to read this statement. Young Women of Africa, statement of support and solidarity by the Young Women of Africa, YWOA, against the American blockade of Cuba. On behalf of the Young Women of Africa, mobilizing young women from over 30 African countries, we send our message of solidarity and hope to the people of Cuba. Imperialism has failed everywhere in the world. So has its American government on Cuba. The U.S. embargo has endured for more than 60 years, and yet it failed in its initial goal of inciting regime change and destabilizing Cuba. Though they go through hardships imposed by the blockade, their resilience continues to defeat the intentions of the imperialist U.S. The Young Women of Africa calls on the UN to act decisively in defense of humanity and the innocent Cubans who bear the brunt of the U.S. blockade. We call on all peace-loving people of the world to unite for Cuba. Those who choose justice must stand up now and be counted. On behalf of the young women across our continent, Africa, from the 30 countries of those who believe we can contribute to make Africa better, we say it without fear or favor that Cuba shall triumph. America will fail. The revolution will continue to live. Long live Cuba, long live solidarity forever. Precious Branda, Continental Convener, Young Women of Africa, YWOA. Thank you, Precious.